Good morning and welcome to this class. How's everyone this morning? I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to find your place. For this class, you will only need your mat. It's a all levels flow. So any level of practice is welcome. Remember that if at any point during the practice you have any questions or comments, just drop them, and at the end of class I'll find a moment to answer any doubts. Good morning. Hi MJ, how are you? Yes, hello. Okay, just a couple more minutes before we get started. Before we start, I want to share a little bit about what we'll be doing. So this practice is going to be very chill, more stretchy practice. The only thing you need to keep in mind is to always keep control of your breath. You know, it's normal to disengage from the breath at times. We're not used to always just thinking about our breath in day-to-day life. So during the practice, we do have the opportunity to stay present with our breath. I'll help you by guiding you when to inhale and when to exhale. But it's up to you to control the presence of your practice. By that, I mean that if you are diverging from it with your mind, if you're thinking outside of your practice, then it's going to be a little bit hard to keep the breath with you. And so if you catch your mind drifting off to another subject or another thought, then just come back to the breath. We're going to keep the inhales and the exhales the same length. And that's a cue for you to connect to that rhythm. And also, they should be deep, but not forced. So you don't want to force the inhale in a way that you feel like you are pushing it too hard. Just allow it to happen naturally, but take control of the length. In between each breath, we have a very subtle pause. That little pause is the connection of the inhale and the exhale. Try to connect everything of the breath with the movements that you are doing. So for example, if we say inhale, hands up, the moment that the hands touch is the moment when the inhale ends. So the movement wants to be as long as the length of the inhale and the exhale. Okay? For those of you who are already connected, are there any questions before we start? Okay, so let's get going. Perhaps for some of you, it's already close to nighttime. So this might be your last practice of the year. What an honor to join you. For those of you who are starting your day, it's a great way to open up to the last day of the year. The intention of this practice today is to close chapters from the year before and open chapters of this new year. So let's get started. Let's go straight into our mats, into a child's pose. Reach the hands forward, bring the knees to the floor, and allow the hips to come close to the heels. As you exhale, relax the neck and the head forward. We'll take 5 breaths in this child's pose, but do try to keep the hands spread out so that the fingers are spread out. And relax the elbows onto the mat for this one. And as you breathe, try to direct your breath into the back of the rib cage. So feeling that the rib cage expands to the sides as you inhale. And your belly sinks in as you exhale. One more time. Inhale, spread the rib cage out to the sides. Exhale, sink in your belly button as if it wants to reach the spine. Again, try not to choke on this. Try to be natural in the inhale and exhale. begin to walk the hands towards you as you sit up, gliding the shoulders over the hips, adjusting accordingly for your comfort. And let's bring the palms together to the center of our chest. Focus on something of the last year that you want to release. Let that be your intention today. To let go of whatever didn't feel right, to make space for things that might come without the expectations of them being good or bad, just allowing whatever needs to come to come. Let's take a deep inhale, gliding the hands up overhead. And exhale, bringing the right hand to the back, connecting where the neck and the upper back join. And bring the left hand over that. Point the elbows up and stay there. Inhale there. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Open the arms out to the side. Spread them open. Internally rotate the hands and interlace them behind you, opening the heart a little bit more. Spread the chest forward in space. And exhale, forward fold, keeping the hands interlaced. If this is too much for you, you can interlace your elbows. From your hands, reach up, inhale, lift. Exhale, release the hands, shake them out. Let's come straight into a tabletop position. Your hands should be directly under the shoulders. The fingers spread out, the knees hip-width distance, and tops of the feet connecting to the floor. In this one, we're just going to tilt the right hip left and look over to the right side. Try to dig down the hip. Inhale, center, drop the hip towards the right. Go over, look at over your left shoulder. Inhale, center, switch sides. Inhale, center, switch sides. Inhale, center. Turn the fingers out to the sides so that the wrists are pointing in, and shift the weight from side to side here. Your head is relaxed. Try not to keep any tension on the neck. And then bring the knuckles into the mat. Spread the front part of your wrists. Stretch them out. Spread the hands again, forward, tuck in the toes and stretch the bottoms of the feet. Relax the head down. And inhale, come back up. Let's bring the right hand forward, left foot back. Point the toes down. You want to keep the heel at the height of your hip. As you reach forward with the right hand, feel the two pulls of energy, one pulling you forward, one pulling you back. And you can stay here for 3 more breaths. Or if you wish to go a little step forward, just bend the left knee and take the top of the foot with your hand. Push the foot into the hand as you stretch the arm. Keep gazing down into the mat. Relax. relax. Bring the hand down. Bring the toes to the earth and push back into that heel, stretching the hamstring. Hold it. And with complete awareness into the spreading of the fingers, distribute the weight into the fingertips and lift the right knee close to the rib cage as you do a plank with a variation of the leg. Stretch the leg back and go into a downward facing dog. Since it's the first downward facing dog of the practice, you can pedal the feet. Relax the head. And look forward into the hands. Shift the weight back into the wrists and fingers and drop the knees down. Inhale, the left arm reaches forward. Right foot back, point the toes down. Hold. Hold for a couple breaths. You can stay here for 3 breaths, or you can take the top of your foot, kick the foot into the hand, and spread the chest open. Reach the hand forward, reach the foot back. Drop the left hand on the earth, bring the foot down to the mat and stretch the back of the right hamstring. So the more you push the heel back, the deeper the stretch in the hamstring is. But keep pushing the hands into the mat, don't lose that action. And come back. Keep pressing the foot and just lift the left knee close to your rib cage. Point the toes and spread back, downward facing dog, exhale. In this one, we're going to release some energy through the exhale. Inhale, sigh it out. One more time, inhale, sigh it out. Last one, inhale, sigh it out, exhale. Look into the hands and just gracefully, very silently step the right foot inside the right hand. Cup the hands, step into a runner's lunge, stay there. This runner's lunge should feel completely stable. Don't drop the chest on the leg, try to keep lifting through the heart. With the next inhale, rise the arms up into a high lunge, keeping complete stability on the legs, keeping the front knee bent in 90 degrees, and don't collapse into the low back. Try to straighten the spine as you close the rib cage in. Arms are energetic, shoulders gliding away from the head, and core strong. With the exhale, you bring the hands back down. Step back into a plank. Now let's go down into Chaturanga with knees, chin, and chest, keeping the elbows really close to the rib cage as you lower down. Exhale. Next, inhale, come up into upward facing dog, gliding the hips forward, pressing into the tops of the feet. And exhale into downward facing dog. Let's step the left foot in between the two hands. Cup the hands. Find your runner's lunge here. And inhale, hands reach up, high lunge. Hold that. Inhale and exhale. Same idea here, keeping the arms lengthening upwards. Don't collapse the low back. And exhale. For this one, step both feet forward, hip width distance, palms to chest. Reestablish the breath here. Find the complete alignment of the standing pose, the mountain pose. Let's bring the arms out to the sides, reaching the fingertips down to the earth as you completely connect the core And try not to collapse the glutes. So the glutes are not going to tilt back. And you won't let your pubic bone tilt forward too much. Find a neutral position. Legs are strong. Inhale, hands come up, overhead, keeping the hands distant, the same distance as the shoulders. And exhale, forward fold, bending into the knees, gliding the hips back in space as you relax the head forward. Make sure you're spreading the fingers apart, the toes as well. And then inhale, half lift, gliding the hands underneath the knees, spreading the head forward, pulling the hips back. And exhale, hands to the earth, step it back into a plank. Lower down, knees, chin, chest. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring the right foot forward next to the right hand, drop the back heel. Make sure you're aligning the knee and the heel to the back foot. And inhale, cartwheel the hands up into warrior two pose. This one, check that the hands are at the same height of the shoulders. Front knee is bent. Hold that there, palms facing down, tightening the belly and pulling the glutes in. So don't let the glutes collapse outwards. Keep the elbow and connect it into the right leg. Inhale, push the left hand forward diagonally. Hold for 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, come back up. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward in space and bring the right hand on the top of the right shin bone and open up into a triangle pose, gazing up into the left arm. Keep rotating the chest open, legs are rooted. Inhale, come back up, parallel the feet, and bring the hands to the waist or the hip bones. Reach the head up, lift the heart, inhale, and exhale, throw the hips back in space as you forward fold. Allow the head and the crown of the head to point down. Inhale, come back up. Spread the arms to the sides. And turn the left foot pointing forward. Align the heel with the back arch of the right foot. Bend the knee, find warrior two. Stay right there. Find that the bottom part of the left leg is parallel to the floor. Arms are relaxed but strong, so it's the duality of it. Inhale here and exhale, left elbow rests on the left knee, right arm pushes forward. So you feel a diagonal growing from the outer edge of the right foot, gliding into the front of the hand, the right hand. Stay there, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, come up, straighten the front leg, reach forward in space with your left hand and rest the left hand on the leg. Don't push the leg, just glide the hand, open up the right hand up into a triangle pose. And see if you can go deeper. If it's too much, do not do it. But if you can go a little bit deeper, that's great. Inhale, come up to standing. Parallel the feet. And we're going to this time, inhale, hands coming up. And exhale, allowing the hands to point back as the crown of the head points down. Shift the weight into the toes. Go a little deeper if you want. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Point towards the front of the mat. Feet hip width distance. Inhale, exhale, hands to chest. Let's go through a vinyasa. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Press the hands into the mat and step into a plank. Lower down, your version of Chaturanga. It could be knees, chin, and chest, or complete straight legs. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, come into a child's pose for 3 breaths. From here, we're going to come into kneeling, spread the feet hip width distance, and bring the hands to the waist, come up into kneeling pose. We're going to roll the shoulders back, hold the low back, and with the thumb, hold the low back, and the rest of the fingers are going to go into the hip bones. Rotate the shoulders back, and inhale, push forward in space as you lift the heart. And inhale, come back up. We're going to do that one more time. Rotate the shoulders back, hold the low back, inhale, lift the heart, push forward, exhale. And inhale, come back. You can go ahead and repeat that, or we can go into the full expression of camel pose, taking the heels with the hands, rolling the shoulders in and pushing the chest forward. And come back gently. Last thing to come back is your head. And come into a tabletop position, just moving the hips forward and down. Let's cross the heels behind us and come to seated. As we sit, spread the bottoms of the feet together. Open the knees out to the sides. Take the outer sides of your feet like a book. Open the heart, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up. Reach the chest forward and exhale, forward fold again. Opening up the hips. And inhale, come up. Exhale, let it go. Bring the knees together and find your way to reclining. As you go on the way down, stop right here, bring the forearms to the mat, and let the knees fall from side to side. Go all the way down, hug the knees towards you. Keep them close. Low back on the mat. Let the arms go out to the sides and let the knees go from side to side. And then bring the knees close to your heart. Hug them in. And then bring the feet back to the mat. Spread the feet hip width distance. And then roll the shoulders in as you reach the heels with your fingertips. Inhale, lift the heart up, lift the hips up, press the hands into the mat and hold. And then lower down. Bring the knees close to you, open the arms to the sides, and let the knees fall towards the right as you gaze over to the left. Change sides, knees to center. Bring the knees over to the left, gaze over to the right. And come back to center, bring the knees close, spread the feet outwards, palms facing up, and then deep inhale. Exhale, side out. As you lay there, feel the new position that you're in. Think about the intention that you're setting for this practice. And whatever that you want to let go, let's let it go through this deep exhale. Let's inhale all the way into the chest. Exhale, let it go. And then keep breathing only through your nose. To wiggle your toes and take a deep inhale, stretching the entire body. As you point the toes forward, stretch the hands overhead, lengthen the space from the ribcage and the hips, and exhale, let it go. Allow the knees to come close to your heart and roll over to your right side. And go up to sitting, taking one step at a time. Come back. Let's take this moment to be thankful for everything that this last year has taught us, for all the challenges, but also for the good. And also let's take our time to thank ourselves for dedicating ourselves a little time for our practice and our breath. We're going to close this practice by chanting an Om. Deep inhale. 2022. Thank you for being here. So let's see if there's any questions or comments. Okay, well thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day. Namaste.